Yep, every time we have that live band that travels with us, it means it's another episode 28 of the Local Lifestyle Podcast, one family at a time. I've got special guest Laine Scholz, Development Director of Foster Adopt Connect. We've done this, I think, once before with different people. So we've got somebody, she's very high energy. She may laugh at herself.
Maybe a couple times.
Maybe
we'll
a couple times.
It
It's another episode of Local Lifestyle Podcast brought to you by TLC Properties. This is a spot where you hear from business owners, community leaders, trendsetters, and everyone and everybody else in between in your local community. Today, that very interesting guest, Laine Scholz, and of course, I do have Sir Lancelot, the amazing co-host.
I don't know about amazing, but thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Well, okay, we're back.
We're back.
We take a little hiatus every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very excited about this one because, for me, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Because as I've told some people before, I fit in part of one of those words, adopt. I was adopted.
You don't always connect, but you
birth.
are
I do
adopted.
not always connect. No, the brain skips a beat every once in a while. But once again, thank you very much, Laine, for taking time out of your day to come sit down with us for the Local Lifestyle Podcast. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, gosh. How much time do we have?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
not much. I'm joking.
My name is Laine. I am the development director here at Foster Adopt Connect. I don't know how much more you want to know about
How long
me.
have you worked with Foster Adopt Connect?
I've been at Foster Adopt Connect for almost a year now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you listening, Lance, why don't you tell them what they might not know about Foster Adopt Connect? We're here.
Well, yeah, Foster Adopt Connect is really it's a great place to foster, adopt, connect. It connects people with families,
It's
really,
in the
right?
name.
In Southwest Missouri. It's a huge, important part
Right.
here.
Yes. So we work to support kids in foster care. So we say that our mission is to keep kids safe and to break that generational cycle of abuse and neglect. And most children who are in foster care are removed from the home because of those reasons, and so we serve them. So we support the families that foster. We support kids who have aged out of foster care, and we do a lot of kind of behind the scenes as well. So we'll work with some of those state agencies like Children's Division to help them connect families as well. So we will help find family placements for some of those kids. We our BI department works in the home with
What's
the kids.
BI stand for?
Behavior interventionist.
Okay. I
Yeah,
like
sorry.
that.
We have a lot of acronyms, just like everyone else, so I apologize for that. Yeah, so
That's
our
okay.
behavior interventionists, they work in the home with those children to help, navigate that trauma. So we do a lot.
Yeah. And this episode is really exciting to me because you not only find homes for children, connect that together, but you have a new home yourself here.
Oh, we do. Yes.
Which is what you're seeing right now.
We are sitting in this beautiful renovated building that we have been in this building for, I believe, 5 years. But we have
Got a facelift.
We had a facelift. Yes.
Speaking of facelifts, you should check out TLC Properties. We just did some remodeling on Highland Park Apartments.
Yeah, several.
Beautiful properties.
Yeah.
It's got the smell in here. Like, when you get in a new car,
What's that
everybody,
smell?
yeah,
Good smell. Like,
if you guys have smell-o-vision
Yeah.
hooked up to your cameras, just give a big whiff. No, it's a beautiful. Right when you walk in, there's a big cartoon kid waving at me when I walked in. What's
That's Sammy's window.
What's Sammy's window?
Yeah. So Sammy's Window is one of our programs, and that's actually really our only direct service program that we have, meaning that people can come in and we service people directly.
No, I heard you say when we first got in, they got the drive up or drive through.
Sure. Yeah. So Sammy's Window, what we do is we provide clothing, hygiene items, food, diapers for those foster families who we fill in those gaps. So, you do get a stipend when you foster a child, but Missouri ranks one of the lowest amounts that you get. So we help with
Step it up, Missouri.
we help with that stability of those children. So if you have a new placement, say a child comes into care in the middle of the night and all they have are their pajamas, they can come here and grab some clothes.
That's awesome.
Kind of get those things that those kids need. And so, typically they come in and shop. But right now we have set up
a
a
bundle
drive-through style. Right. So people will call us, let us know what they need, and then they come on up. And Mark, our program manager, he actually started that program independently about 12 years ago. And it's named after his dad, who was in foster care, who was Sammy.
Okay.
And he told him stories about how he used to look through a window and watch for his family to come. And so when Mark's dad passed away, he wanted to do
Something
a
to
service
commemorate that,
project.
yeah.
Heartwarming.
Yeah. So it was just supposed to be like a weekend project. And then now we have adopted that as one of our programs. And we have a Sammy's Window in all of our resource centers throughout Missouri and Kansas.
Super great
awesome.
story to go along with the name. But, you know, you were telling me, you would think like, oh, do I really need to use something like that? But it's more almost for like the grandmas who maybe get a child and just need to get those resources all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, we do work with the traditional foster placements, but yeah, we have kinship placements, which that's not necessarily a traditional home. Sometimes mom or dad might drop off, you know, the child at the grandparents' house for a weekend and never return. So they don't get some of those services that somebody who's gone through the licensing and stuff like that might get. So we're able to help those families as well.
Yeah.
As well as even adoptive families.
Well, and that we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like I said earlier, I'm adopted. I got no shame talking about it. I was adopted from my mom and dad, and you can tell I'm from the north because it's Ma.
Yeah.
You know, Ma. Where's the meatloaf? You know, I was adopted from birth, and they brought me home. There's pictures everywhere. You know, and it's a different setup. And like I said, how me being raised, being adopted is a different than sometimes like foster care and stuff like that. But I have friends, and even there is some family as well that have gone through that. And to know that there's services out there like this is amazing. You know, this is just for Southwest Missouri.
Right.
You know, if you look into it, dig deep. If you're listening to this and you're back home in Chicago or Wisconsin, LA, wherever you might be listening, I'm sure there's somewhere out there like this.
Yeah.
You know, because there's always somebody who's either been through it and
Right.
wants to help. And there's no shame in that. I think there's always, like with a lot of recordings that I've done and just people I've talked with, sometimes people are afraid to ask for help, you know,
sure.
regardless of what it is. Even though this is, you know, they're helping somebody already, sometimes it's like that pride that messes with them. But there's nothing wrong with it.
And
that's what these places exist for.
Exactly. And it's not always easy, you know, and so we have advocates that can really help you and be an ear to speak to and a shoulder to cry on, you know. So we provide that village that you need when you have your own child, and when you're raising someone else's child, you know, there can be a lot of pieces and it's not always easy. So, you know,
you're learning.
Right.
You know, you're learning, like, depending on their age, that's a lot.
Oh, sure.
You know, with my parents, you know, I mean, they had me from birth. So it's still a training thing, because my grandmother said these words to me once. I was like, man, Grandma, why is Ma so mean to me? Oh, you know, it was because I didn't get like the certain type of cereal that I wanted, I think, one day.
Spoiled.
And, spoiled, man. I didn't get them
Gosh.
Frosted Flakes. I got
Had it
sugar-coated
tough.
flakes from Aldi. Still good. I support Aldi. But it was one of those where, you know, my grandma said, she's just like, you know, this is their first time ever doing this. You know, the only thing they know is how we raised them.
Yeah.
And my grandmother went through the Depression. My grandfather was in World War II. He was born in 1919. So it's like, when you go back and think of it that way, man, Grandma, you're smart. You know, it's their first time ever raising a child, and then, you know, taking on I know why they couldn't have kids. So, you know, next best thing, let's adopt and look into it. And it's not a simple process. I know that it takes time, but, you know, if you're willing, and if there's a will, there's a way, you know. And then once again, I'm sure, would people be able to come to you guys that say that we're interested in adoption and stuff like that? Would that be one of the services, or would you at least be able to guide them to the next step?
Yeah. So we're not an adoption agency. A lot of times that's one of the things people expect when they, you know,
the name.
hear. Yeah, exactly. So really we work more with the foster care system. But yeah, I mean, if people are just interested in adopting and they call us up, we can point them in the right direction, because there are agencies that help with that. You know, sometimes the thing with foster care is that the first goal is always reunification. You know, you want to give that bio family a chance, because there are some really great success stories out there of folks who can turn it around, and they have. And that foster parent really is just like this piece of their village to help them get through those hard times.
Yeah.
That happened with me. I fostered my nephew and my stepsister. Unfortunately, you know, that was never really, because of mental illness, it was never really an option for reunification.
Yeah.
But then Dad came into the picture, and he worked, you know, his his program, and now he's raising his son. And so my job was to just be there for them. Now, had it gone to adoption, sure, we would have done that. So it's never black and white when it comes to fostering. You never really know what's going to happen. But if people are just wanting to adopt, then, we can always point them in the right direction for that as well.
So for Cuervo, this is obviously a huge chapter of his life because you went through this. But maybe for those listening who have no idea, how big of a need is this in our area for Foster Adopt Connect?
Right. Oh gosh. Well, unfortunately right now in Missouri and in this area, we are experiencing what I would call a crisis because we are having higher rates of kids entering the foster care system right now. So last I heard, about 37 a month were entering the foster care system, which is
just here in Greene County.
I believe that's Greene County. It could be Missouri. I don't want to be quoted
it's still
on that.
Big.
But
Sure, yeah. It's still a big number.
The stats are hard for me to remember right now, but that, it's a big number. The need is up, and we really need foster families, people who are willing to open their homes and have those kids come in. So
if you're willing to let your friends stay the night and crash on your couch, I think you can do something better.
And people can do all kinds of things to help. You can foster, you can be a respite placement, which is where, those foster families, sometimes they need a break. And so as a respite household, if I had that, I would say, hey, you can come over, they can come this weekend. I give you some time to recharge and then they go back. So if you can't really commit or you're worried about what's it going to be like if I welcome this child into my home, you could always try respite, which is great.
Okay.
Volunteers with different other organizations that like CASA, they always need, CASAs, those are court appointed advocates for those children. And so they come in and work with the team and, help that child navigate that system as well. And they're great. So that's always needed. So volunteers, that's not through us, but, we refer to different agencies that also help, within the foster care system as well. So there are a lot of things that people can do.
Oh yeah.
But yes, there is a need. And unfortunately in this part of the country, we do have, just higher rates of child abuse and neglect. And with that comes that need for those foster families and the services to help those families.
Yeah, I've worked with some members of BACA before as well. I've met them in Wisconsin and here. There's a old coworker, a friend of mine, that kind of linked that one up for me. But there's a lot. And that's, if you're listening, once again, if you're interested and you want the information, you can find it. You just got to go put the legwork in, or type it in. Nobody does legwork anymore. You can do it all through the luxury of your computer. But things are opening back up again. The world as we know it is, if we'll ever go back to normal, I don't know if that's ever going to exist again, but we're going to get close to
pretty
it.
close already,
I feel normal.
But it's not
no more than I
Foster
normally
Adopt
do.
Connect is also, you talk about all the web of resources, but it's not just that. To help fill this need, you do plenty of big events.
Right.
One coming up in September. Namely.
Yes, we do. Yes. So part of supporting our programs, obviously, is fundraising, and especially Sammy's Window, they are 100% community supported. So we do raise funds, and one of the fun events that we have is called Road to Home. So, and that kind of goes along with our mission. Obviously, we are trying to help these kids on their road to home, whether it's back home or with a new family. But that's coming up in September, and that's a gala style event. So it's a big fun fundraiser, and it's our first in-person event since
that's going to be awesome.
It's going to be like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes, we're excited.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, of course it'll be, whatever the guidelines are at the time.
I think there was one before the lockdown when I came back into town. It was downtown on South Street. And there was tacos brought. Yeah.
Okay.
And there was raffles. Like I was there for that one.
Oh, fun.
It was when I actually I had a small internet radio station, and we had gone to support that. No, and like I said, because I was being adopted, I was like, well, I want to learn more.
Yeah.
It was a good time. There's a taco bar.
Oh, that's fun. We aren't having that this year, but that sounds fun.
What it's going to happen? It's going to happen on September 11th.
Yes.
And what will this sort of look like for people who are maybe interested?
Yeah, it's going to be a great event. So we're going to have it at the Barley House at Moontown Crossing, which is a wonderful. Have you seen it?
I've seen it online.
It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's an O'Reilly Hospitality location, and it's beautiful. It's kind of open, so we will be able to distance, and it's open air. You can open up the doors. Hopefully the weather will be nice, and it's just going to be a celebration. We're celebrating this wonderful new new space that we have been able to renovate thanks to the completion of our capital campaign. So we're celebrating that. We are celebrating all the services, that we're able to provide in this area, and we'll have a silent auction. We'll have some fun things to do with the event. We'll have music by the Mixtapes.
Ooh,
they're
fun.
They're so fun and they're so great, and they are excited about our mission as well. So that's always nice. Yeah.
You might see my face there.
Oh, I'd love to.
That'd be a good time.
And tickets are still available for this?
Well, yeah, we haven't even started. We had some VIP tickets, but they sold out right away. I know it's going to be, but I'll tease you so that maybe next year people would, get to go to that. But we are going to be at the private wine cave of Robert and Luana Lowe. So they are opening up their beautiful wine cave for 30 folks.
Robert
and Luana Lowe.
Rob Lowe?
Prime. They own Prime.
Not the celebrity.
Not Rob.
Well, either way, I still like
Yeah.
it.
Yes. So, so that's kind of fun. It'll be a fun little piece for those 30 people that got in on that quickly.
Now, what's a good way, website? What can they check out for that?
Yeah. Well, right
as a
now,
whole.
the tickets are not available yet, but they will be in August. So we'll start promoting that. But you can always go to our Facebook page and start checking that out.
Okay.
It's Foster Adopt Connect Southwest Mo. And then also our website is fosteradopt.org, where we will obviously be posting information as that's available, as that is available.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, tickets will be available. They will be, tables are still available if people are interested in sponsoring.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff already a little bit behind the scenes. I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be fun. We like to have fun. I won't make anybody bored or,
Hopefully not.
Couldn't tell by your personality. No,
It's going to be a lot of fun.
One last thing, just, if anybody when they listen to this, is there a way, like if they wanted to help, let's say, hey, I was adopted, I was fostered, and they wanted to potentially have employment or to come help out, like volunteer. Is there going on Facebook or the website, they can do something like that?
Yes, they can always reach out to me. I can connect people, where they might be able to plug in. We are accepting donations at Sammy's window all the time. So doing donation drives are huge for us. Obviously we will take cash donations at any time. We love those.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Of course.
I'm also taking. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, no.
And volunteering. We're including some volunteer opportunities. We do those giveaways, so we're always happy to have people help us that way. And then if people are interested in becoming licensed to foster, we can point them in that direction as well.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, it hits home for me. Like I said, at least being adopted, there's I can relate. And that it's a great thing that Foster Adopt Connect is. It's something that you should definitely look into if you're interested. It sounds like something you want to help out with, or if you just have questions in general. There's a gala. And that if you can make it out to that, you're also helping with the purchase of tickets.
For sure.
Just in that alone, you're helping. And I've been to the one, it was a good time. There was some music in the beginning, the food, and just knowing that you're supporting. That's something that you can take away from that. And then you also get educated and you hear some stories and stuff like that. It was a good time. So make sure you check that out. But Laine, thank you. It's Laine Scholz.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you,
sitting down with
guys.
us. Yeah.
And awareness building is always huge. So I really appreciate you guys coming and spreading the word
Absolutely.
about what we do.
More than happy.
And this is where we cue the more you know, the shooting star. We don't have that yet. We're working on it. But
you keep saying things that are dating yourself.
I know. I have no problem, no shame, no filter.
But I do remember that.
Okay, well, good. But episode 28, guys, this is One Family at a Time with Laine Scholz, Development Director of Foster Adopt Connect. If you have questions or you want to find out any more information,
get involved.
Go online. Get involved. Get on Facebook. Check out their website. One more time for them. The website is?
fosteradopt.org.
And then on Facebook?
Foster Adopt Connect, Southwest Missouri.
Got it. Well, thank you once again, guys. Lance, Laine,
yes, sir.
You guys are amazing. Thank you. You make the show.
She does.
I'm just here for the voice. Thank you so much.
All right.
Episode 28, One Family at a Time, Foster Adopt Connect. Make sure you download us on every site that you can.
Catch us on YouTube.
Yeah, there's an Instagram too. Local Lifestyle Podcast. Check it out. Episode 28. Thanks for hanging.